But Onward, it's not just a random title dreamt up by your publisher to try and get you to number one. It's a word that has huge significance and history. Tell us about the word.
Well, I said that I've written hundreds of memos over the last 30 years, and somehow in the earliest memos that I began to write, I signed the letters Onward, Howard. And I can't remember exactly what prompted that word in the mid-'80s, but it certainly became a signature component to the memos I've written. And it was a fitting, I think, way in which to tell the story. It's also a word about progress and looking forward. And I think what I've tried to frame in the book is the following, is that any company, small or large, consumer or otherwise, that is going to embrace the status quo as an operating principle, I think is just going to be dead. And the book really is about transforming the company during the worst financial crisis, but also admitting self-induced mistakes. But it's also an understanding of the importance of the company recapturing its entrepreneurial DNA. And specifically what I would say is this, is that we're living at a time where there's such significant changes to consumer behavior. And as a result of that, the need for constant innovation and pushing forward has never been greater than it is today. And every company, I think, must have the ability and the discipline to really be curious and look around the corners to see things and anticipate things that other people don't see. But that's not enough. You must then have the courage to go after those things. Not bet the company on them, but execute the kind of courage that says we are going to take a big swing. When we were on this magical carpet ride and everything was great, we had convinced ourselves that we were innovating. And we were convinced ourselves because things were working so well. But the truth was we were not innovating. We were creating line extensions. And line extensions is not innovation. Innovation is creating disruptive events in the minds, hearts, and consciousness of the marketplace. Disruptive events that have value. Whether it's what Apple has done, there's so many examples of people who have created innovative products and services in the marketplace. Now, a great example of that is that we discovered a $24 billion category within coffee that had not had any innovation for 50 years and dominated by one company. And this was the instant coffee business. Now, when we said internally that we were going to go into the instant coffee business, you would have thought that we were, literally selling our soul to the devil. Because people assumed right away that we would do it the way it had been done before. And the truth was, we were never going to get into the instant coffee business unless we could crack the code and literally replicate the taste of a Starbucks brewed cup of coffee in an instant form. And once we did that, we realized that we could completely change the game. We've now introduced Via, obviously in the UK, and in the US, Canada, Japan, the Philippines, most recently in China. And this will be $1 billion business for Starbucks within a number of years. And I also think it's another example of rekindling and reminding the organization of the need not to go off and do things because no one's done it before, but having the curiosity, the courage, and the executional prowess to take the road less traveled. And it was another example of tremendously building excitement and pride inside the company when for years we were not innovating at all. And so, I go back to saying that you must have a pipeline of real innovation. You must challenge the status quo. And I would also say that innovation is not only consumer-facing initiatives. Innovation is the things that you can do internally that create value, excitement, and obviously attachment with your people.